up, everybody? We're back with another NC Niners talk. I'm Nicholas, and this is my papa, Carlos.
What's up?
Niners W on Thursday Night Football prime time against division rival, the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, how do you feel about this W against the Seahawks?
It was a great win. Something we need to have. Something we need to have for sure. Especially the way we've been playing lately this whole year on the road. We almost get up to lead once again, but luckily, our defense stepped up and we just sealed the game with our run game. And we talked about it, how important it was to have a balanced game, to have our run game that will open up passing. Especially you said a lot of it will open up like play action.
And do you want to talk about how balanced it was?
Go ahead, let's tell.
255 passing, right? 3 touchdowns for Purdy, 18 of 28 passing. But the run game, 228 rushing yards for the 49ers in this game. And I feel...
And Jordan Mason was injured.
He was injured, so they had Patrick Taylor and Isaac Guerrero who showed up. They really did show up.
Yeah, they did.
And Jordan Mason, in the time he played, he showed up. So that run game showed up.
That means the O-line showed up. Our tight ends showed up. Our fullback showed up. And that actually, a run game on the road is perfect because it shuts all the fans up.
And the 12th man isn't as what it used to before. And the Niners travel real well.
From out here, it was like 50-50, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a very loud game, and it was nice to see because Niners vs Seahawks, division rivals for however long.
Yeah, now it makes Purdy 5-0 against his team.
And Geno Smith 0-6 on Thursday Night Football. On his birthday, he got a big L against the 49ers.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about the red zone, which...
The red zone. 3-4-5, I think. 3-4-5. It was 3-4-5.
3-5.
Still, I think they got to become more creative in the red zone. They did much better this time. More creative, and I guess they got to go to their playmakers more, man. Like, they got Kittle, they got Debo, they got Ayuk. There shouldn't be these trick plays, crazy, plays that just get you guys a chance to get the ball, and I think they'll be able to win most of the time.
Yeah, Kittle in the red zone this year. 10 catches, most in the NFL. 65 yards, most in the NFL. 5 touchdowns, most in the NFL. So he had 2 touchdowns yesterday in the red zone. And he's
a mismatch against anybody.
Yeah.
So they gotta keep feeding that guy, and
especially you put anybody on Kittle. It's even when Stephon Gilmore was on him on national tight end day against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Kittle routed him up.
I mean, yes, CMC, we miss him on the outs in the red zone because he can make swing routes. He can make a lot of people miss. However, we have a Debo. I think we got playmakers that could do these things in the red zone and make other teams think about it. Think about how they're going to be playing. But it seems like the first 5-6 games has been kind of like too conservative in so many ways, and what they're calling maybe too predictable. But hopefully this is something that leads to something big, because there's a big game coming on next week, and we'll talk about that.
We will get to that.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to discuss anything right
now. It's just continue. Let's not try to get too high. Oh, it's over. It's a done deal. We're in first place. It's a wrap.
They're tied. They're tied right now, and especially if Cardinals win. They're first in the division. So we are hoping for a Cardinals loss against the Green Bay Packers. Which the Green Bay Packers team is really good. Yeah. But we're talking about the Niners W.
Yeah. So Purdy again, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's his 8th game. It's the most since he's
entered the league.
Since from any quarterback. Our rush, like you said, our rush game. Come on, what can you say about our rush game? Obviously, if not the best, second best, right behind probably Baltimore.
Look at Baltimore though.
But the fact that we're missing our number one
offensive player in the
NFL, and we're crushing it on the rushing yards, it just shows how good the system is. The schemes are. These offensive line who a lot of we're starting a rookie, and he's just crushing it.
Another 0 sack game for him. Allowing 0 sacks, and he's been outstanding for this offensive offensive
He's
line.
killed it, and he stepped it up. And then another thing about Purdy, with in addition to the throws, he got a lot of first downs with his legs. He's improvising a lot.
And every single week, the commentator saying, "Oh, this is overlooked by Purdy. Oh, overlooked by the fans on Purdy's game." Like,
yeah, he could run. He's shifty at times. Do we want him to be doing that all the time? No. But I think him keeping the play alive gets our wide receivers a tight end's chance to get open.
And it gives us another element because even when he's out of the pocket, he's dangerous to.
They gotta honor him now.
Yeah, he's showing that he's getting out of the pocket and then he drops back and then hits somebody. So they gotta look out for a lot of things on this offense now that they didn't have to look out for before. And with CMC out, and all the Avengers, as you say, in the beginning of the year, they're kind of out. And that just showed that Brock Purdy can do these things. He can really do these things.
And he's making plays. And he's making plays down the field. I'm pretty sure he's number one. And he is number one quarterback down the field. So that's not...
And he's a number one player on the PFF grade. So, in the league.
And these down the field throws are not a custom type of plays that Kyle Shanahan really has. I think, though, they're in his playbook, and the fact he's seen something from Purdy that he can make these throws, he's allowing him to make these throws.
Exactly. And, yeah.
Consistently, right? Because, Jimmy G threw the ball down the field, but not as much.
Do you remember when we talked about how he opened the playbook more for Nick Mullins, though?
Well, Nick Mullins just threw it out there, especially to Kittle.
Yeah.
And then Mathurda? Mathurda.
CJ Beathard. But yeah, it's just a big difference from years past with Purdy having the luxury of a quarterback that can play at this level. Niners haven't had this in a while, so.
And what are we talking about? How many throws we want Purdy to be around?
Like 20 to 30 throws.
How many throws did he have?
28, completing 18.
Okay.
And
how many rushes?
How did they? They had 33 rushes.
All right.
Woo!
So that's the recipe of success for the Niners, and pretty much about almost all teams that want to be very successful in the long term. You don't want your quarterback throwing there more than 30 times. I can tell you right now. Will he at times because maybe the run game is not working? I get it.
Yeah, and those are the games like when Jimmy G had New Orleans. Those are the games like
those are
when
crazy games. You need it, though.
You need that quarterback.
But it's not like
it's not an every single.
If your quarterback's going out and throwing it 40 times a game, it's not success. It's not gonna be success.
Like Geno Smith's second consecutive week throwing 50 times.
No, that is not gonna work. And so kudos to our offense, to our defense.
Fred Warner had a Fred Warner type game, and
defensive player of the year right now.
He had another forced fumble. He is.
And Bosa, he didn't get in the stats, meaning.
The sacks,
but you said how many?
14 pressures. He was
in Geno's face all night. That caused 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and here's a stat for you.
And Floyd too. Floyd played pretty well.
Leonard Floyd has been a beast for this defensive line.
He's been playing well. And then inside, we
with the loss of Javon Hargrave, it's Malik Collins, Kevin Gibbons, and Sam
Awuku. Ashamuku.
I know I'm gonna butcher his name, but he had a sack. I think he was the only sack of the game.
Was that at the end?
I'm sorry. I will get your name down. Hopefully one day you'll be watching our videos one day. But yeah, he had a sack, the only sack of the game. But they were in his face all game, and he was releasing it, which is why he had 52 passes. But
how about our cornerbacks?
Renardo Green. Oh, let's just talk about how Tarvarius Ward was out. He was out.
Start with that. Yeah.
He was out of the game, and then Ufanga is out for a month, and things aren't looking too good. And 2 rookies step up and get a pick: Renardo Green and Malik Mustafa.
And we check who? What did we check?
DK Metcalf and
crybaby
Diamador Lenore.
Hey, you athletes out there, watch his. Actually, don't watch him. His body language. I talked to this guy right here. He got to see it himself. That body language speaks so much about athletes. So you young people out there trying to make it far, don't do that. It looks so dumb. You get the ball, I don't know what you're gonna do, but don't do that, because you're showing up your teammates, you're showing up your coaches. Don't do that. You want to play some playing time, be a leader on the field, and he was not even a leader, not even close to being a leader on the field. Oh well, better for us, better for the 49ers.
That's typical DK Metcalf for you. So I'm gonna go back to that Nick Bosa stat. He had the most pressures in a game in over like 4 years in the entire league, and who do you know is second place for that? The last time somebody had that amount was Nick Bosa against the Rams, Week 4 in 2022.
We needed a big game from him. We've been calling it like our D needs to get better. Our rush is okay, but it just haven't gone home. But even if you don't get home, if you get
bring pressures and cause picks,
and quarterbacks' faces, you'd be all right. And
Gino made a lot of overthrows too, and that is caused by pressure.
Yeah. You know who did pretty well though too, and we've been calling his name. Not in a positive, is Campbell. He actually did okay yesterday with the coverage. He had these guys. He kept the guys in front of him, Warner being Warner, and these rookies stepped up. And
Bethune and D Winners, they came in.
And these are like rookies, like young
Isaac
guys.
Guerrero, he had 99 yards.
Guerrero, and then his other dude that was running it, I thought it was Ricky Waters for a second, but it's not. Guy's humongous. He was running over fools, man.
Patrick Taylor was like hitting people, and he was not settling for nothing. He was just hitting the people.
The only problem I had with this game was, I think, because it was a divisional game, I knew it was going to be. It has a possibility of being close, which it was.
It was.
Okay, and that's the only reason I didn't really. This is why I'm not crazy panicking. Like, oh my God, they almost lost it because it's the Niners being the Niners this year. If you notice the games that we've lost or almost lost, like the 2 games we lost and we almost lost this, all 3 of them are divisional games. What does that mean? These teams know each other so well. The difference in this game was that
they came hungry.
The Niners were just flying. And I think those touchdowns at the end, it was just because the defense was crazy.
And they had a kick return touchdown.
And so the only thing, back to what I was trying to say, is we got to do better in special teams. Yes. And we got to fix it today. And yesterday, we got to fix it because it's going to cost you a game. A punt return, blocked field goal, freaking kicker's already injured again, broken shoulder, but supposedly he's clear from next game, whatever.
The only bright spot in the special teams was Mitch Wisnowski having multiple punts inside the 5.
Can we wrap up instead of trying to break someone's face? Can we just wrap up on special teams? Special teams coach, come on, man. Come on. Yeah. Can we block someone? Please block someone. Can we wrap up? They teach you that in Pee Wee football or something, wrap up. Pop Warner. They just wrap up. I'll be all right. Stop trying to hit someone and try and be Fred Warner. You're not everybody's Fred Warner, but no, that's about it. That's the only thing I saw was kind of negative. It was just special teams. That's kind of almost cost us the game once again. But overall, man, I give it a good solid. Because of the special teams, I have to say a solid B. B plus A minus. If it wasn't for the special teams, this game's over. If you think about it, game's completely over. And actually, we whooped this team. If it wasn't for that, that's just why I give it a B plus to A minus. What about you?
Just around the same area. I feel they could have done better. I'm gonna give them a B because I know they could do better than that. I know they could pull away. I know
high standards, huh? Okay.
High standards because of a high level team, which I've been watching for so long, and I know how they should
Since you were little?
Yeah, exactly. But not this exact team. A team with Blaine Gabbert and Jim Tomsula. But hey, they didn't have Debo, and Debo showed out again against the Seahawks. And when people start to okay, do we need Debo? Do we need this guy? Debo has one of these games on prime time, and
we need Debo in what he did yesterday. I don't need him to run the ball. I need him maybe in a sweep, have him going, but we don't need to hand it off to him.
Exactly.
We do not to hand it off to him. Just let him be.
Look like Garendo and Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, just let him be in the open field. and let him go to work and see what happens. And it's exactly what we've been saying. We don't need him to run the ball from the eye. Don't need to sweep it to him if anything, or do a little screenplay or something. I don't know. Try something, but we don't need that. You see how we could use him. Ayuk made some key catches. Mr. First Down.
No, Juwan
Jennings, Mr. First Down.
Third and Juwan.
And then Kittle. And then, of course, the Juice. Come on. I mean, we have weapons, man. Come on now. Let's just not pretend we don't. But we got to continue this momentum, and we got to be ready for the next, month.
Hey, some good preparation though for this next game.
Yeah.
Niners versus Kansas City
and
Chiefs.
we get this rest. So let's get it.
Niners versus Kansas City Chiefs next. Tune into that preview.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good game.
I have some guess. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see what happens. And one more thing, Niners pick up Robert Saleh. Let's pick up Robert Saleh.
We should.
I think we should. Let us know if you think we should. But I think, and he thinks, Robert Saleh should be a 49er.
Some coordinators need to be coordinators. Some need to be coaches. And he's one of those. I feel that he needs to be a coordinator. He can just come back. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Come back to the Bay. Niners.
And we don't have to fire. What's his name? Our defensive
Sorensen.
We don't have to. They could just be together. They could be an advisor or something. But Coach.
Exactly. But Niners W.
Let's get it.
Versus Seahawks.
3-3. Let's go.
3-3. Number 1 in the division. Let's see if they hit their stride now. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one, baby.
Niners.